Hey, hi everybody.
Hello.
Hey, oh, you're talking to us, yeah.
I don't know.
I feel like we're just on a Zoom call right now. Yeah, hi everybody out there. If you're, I don't know, Facebook like booted everything, and so now I hope people are here on YouTube. But anyways, it's nice to see you all.
You too.
And,
You as well.
yeah,
Oh,
y'all got your drinks. Hey, hi everybody.
Ooh, someone turned their thing down.
wow.
Oh, you're talking to us, yeah.
Whoa, that was
Somebody's here.
okay. So, all right. People are watching. Great. And I'm one of them. Okay, great. So, hi, everybody. Okay, I already did that. So, let's cheers because it's just been a long time since I've seen all your faces. And I just really appreciate you doing this with me. And
I left my cheers in the fridge. Can I run and get it right quick?
Run!
go.
Can we actually open a bottle of wine because it's too early for whiskey right now?
Fair enough.
That's not true. That's
It's
not
never
true
too
at
early
all.
for
What are you talking
Oh.
about? You can go to another Zoom with that kind of attitude, sir.
Marcus ran. He ran really quick.
I don't know what happens when I turn my screen sideways. Is that better?
Wow. Sorry, that was funny, Eric. Eric, your laptop in the way.
Your laptop we
Oh.
can't see you.
There you go.
Oh, wait.
That
I guess
better?
a glass would help. I'll be right back. 2 seconds. 2 seconds.
Oh my god.
Drinking straight out of the bottle.
We're going to celebrate the my single release TKMO, and it's so fun. And then everybody's been like so responsive today, and I mean really good inside. And so I just want to cheers to all of you wonderful musicians. Marcus, 3, 2. Cheers to everybody, and thank you so much for making this happen with me.
Cheers.
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 Yeah. Cheers. And yeah, I just want to talk about it a little bit because I mean, I know like you all record from home sometimes and stuff, but this is the first song I've done where I wasn't like in the studio with a band or had it played the song a million times out live before I recorded it. And also Chase Jackson played vibraphones. He won't be joining us this evening, but we just recorded interview that will be showing. So, I know, like, all recorded from my time. That was weird.
That's weird.
So I just want to talk about the song a little bit and kind of like the approach and I don't know what what you all like felt about it. This is I don't know. So I mean I kind of just threw like this little demo track together, and I think Julian, you were the first person I sent it to.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you sent it to me, and the chords were pretty cool. So I charted out the chords, and then I actually just started recording from home. Like, I didn't get an interface, like a good interface, until like maybe a year and a half ago, or maybe 2 years. So this is pretty new to me too. But basically, I just charted out the chords. I did one track with the chords, just the chords, and then you told me that you wanted kind of me to solo around your vocals. So I just found a cool like wah-wah setting and just tried to do some cool licks around your vocals. And then that was pretty much my process when you sent it to me.
Cool. Yeah. And it was fun to kind of like, when I was kind of sitting here editing it and arranging it, it was really fun to take some of the solo pieces you did and kind of weave them in, like as the chorus kind of enters at the end, to kind of like feature that and the back and forth. So yeah.
Yeah, and yeah, like some of the chords are pretty complex too, so it was fun, like making sure my lines kind of went over the chords that were being played as well. So it was a fun process.
Thanks. Singers can write complex chords too.
your jazzy chords, yeah.
I just love major nines, like wherever I can, and sus chords. I've become like a huge fan of.
Yeah.
And then I feel like after that, I sent it to Aaron next. But Aaron, like, I kind of feel like I gave you this like dinky track and it was just like my demos. And like, you did such a great job. But I was like, I felt like I didn't really give you much to work with, but you still just kind of like made it so beautiful. And then, you know, we're even willing to like, you know, add more on and give me more later. I know you were recording from home. Like, what's your setup like?
Well, my setup is essentially a Focusrite 18920, running my laptop here. I do have Logic and GarageBand like everybody else. I got 8 channels here, but like you said, when you first sent me the music, it was your demo. You played keys. I don't even think I had Mike's keys yet. And the way I approach a studio session in the first place, I just try to play whatever the demo feel is. And then I'll go from there. But, you know, I essentially tried to pick your brain and see what you wanted dynamically, and, you know, in context. I tried to stay in context of the song. And then later on, when I got Mike's, his tracks, then it became more lively, you know. But yeah,
it's
essentially
so dope what you did. And I also like, I liked when we talked and you're like, what do you want me to do? And I'm like, I don't know. And you're like, you need to like, you know, direct me a little bit.
See, that's the thing though. That's the thing with me. I've been in so many different studio sessions where I try to go in as like a blank canvas, right? And essentially give what the producer or the artist wants. You know, so ideally, I'm like, you guys have something in your head. It's rare that I get a call where I get a file and they'll be like, just do you. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's rare. You know, I've been in those situations, but for the most part, there's the skeleton, right? So I just tried to play in context of the dynamics of your vocals and, you know, transitions of the form, typical drummer stuff.
Yeah. I'm just, people are texting me for the link. I'm just gonna send it. Okay. Yes. Hi. I'm back. Cool. Okay. I think then after that, I'm just trying to remember the order I sent it, which now I learned like probably do a different order next time just to help make everything, you know, easier for everybody. But I think Marcus, I think we had done like a little duo track, Marcus. And then I was like, I just like really wanted you on this, and then I sent it to you, and you were just so nice, and you did your bass thing, and you killed it, and it just sounds so good.
Thanks. I think I had your piano track and Aaron's drums and your vocals, and I think that was it. But you didn't give me any specific instructions, which I guess you just trusted me. And even when I finished it, I was like, I hope she likes it. And it was pretty much history. I mean, I typically like to get stuff like after it's like kind of like completely real players and stuff like that. I wasn't mad that you didn't send me. No. I wasn't mad that you didn't send me Mike's track. But you know, there's some things that I like playing with Mike, and we connect in some ways. But I think for how it came out, it was totally fine, whatever order you picked. But I had fun doing it. I was grateful for the call. And I'm glad you liked what I did after the first take, because sometimes after that first take, people will call back and they'll say, that ain't it. Send me something else. Or it's too much. Scale it back a little bit. But I'm glad you liked it. So
thank you. Yeah. I love what it added to the track. And then like Mike, I sent it to you last. I feel like I should have sent it to you first because my demo piano was you know, kind of.
Nah, it was good. Don't discount that.
No, the demo piano, it was good.
It worked. It was good.
Block chord. That's it.
It was not whack at all. I'm just saying when you gave it back to me, played it, it had better context of what I should play. That's
Can I ask a quick question?
Like the fun, like synthy sounds, and he could do all this cool stuff, and I'm like, oh, that sounds good.
I could tell what chords you were playing, so that was a good thing.
Yeah.
Oh wait, Aaron, you're saying you got a chance to play it again once she sent you?
And its entirety. Yeah.
Really? Did I send it back to you, Marcus, to do it again?
No, we done now. It's good.
No, I mean in hindsight, I never done it this way. I didn't know. Would you have liked that if, like, once I had the keys, probably send it back to you in case you wanted to do another pass?
If I don't want to get myself in trouble. Depending on who's playing keys, yes.
Oh yeah. I get it. Yeah.
Depending on who's playing keys.
Well, can I say, spoiler alert? Lilan didn't send me the track. She did send me, and I played on it. I sent it back. She's like, "This is trash." She's like, "I'm just gonna do it myself." So, you guys here, that's Lilan. That's all Lilan. I don't even know why I'm here.
That's funny, yo.
My feelings are hurt.
That's funny.
No, actually, no. The demo, as I remember, was really, really dope, and I think all credit goes to you for, coming up with the structure, chord structure of the song. And I know you were saying, like, it's really an homage to Roy Ayers, so that's what I just kept in mind in what I played, and I could hear that in the demo, but I just did a little more sus to the sus chords, a little more ninths and some 11ths and 13ths. But I'm kind of subtle in the mix. The synth line, I think, is the thing that I play that sticks out more than anything. It's complementary to the song itself, and just really capturing that Roy Ayers essence. I think that's the most important part. Like, for me personally, any session I have, or if I'm even involved in the creation process at some point, I just don't like when I hear songs where it sounds like, oh, they're all in the studio, and the drummer's playing the drums, the bass player's playing the bass, keys playing keys, guitars playing guitars, singers singing, and it's just like a band. I need, like, the sonic energy, the colors, all the stuff that, like, Nino was able to do when he was mixing to make it glue together. So it's like, it's a song. It takes you to a mindset. Think of, like, Everyone Loves the Sunshine and all those, like, Roy Ayers classics. It doesn't make me think that, we were doing this at home or whatever, or however order we all got the track. And I do think that's a beautiful thing that, because I think when I got it, it was obviously your keys and vocals, but I think it was the loop track, drum track that you built the song around. And I do think I had Marcus's bass. I'm pretty sure I think I had Marcus's bass. So even though Marcus didn't get to play off of me, I got to play off of him, which at least is like, I'm the same, like, as much as we've played together, like, we're always like 10 steps ahead of the other, like, trying to, like, complement each other. So I at least had the advantage of being able to, I know where Marcus is going, but yeah, this was a great process. And obviously in the quarantine, this is really like the standard of tracking. And I think it's great that, like Julian, you said you got your interface and able to record from home. Aaron's got his whole setup now, and that's really dope. And then Nino's able to put it all together with his tools of mixing and his skill of mixing. And I think the song was done ultimate justice.
Thank you. Yeah, and I mean, and I heard you play off Marcus on some of the parts too, especially like during the vibe solo. Like, I could hear that happening too. So it's just fun, even though we couldn't all do it like together in the same room, to still have some of that musical chemistry going on.
Sometimes it's better though, I'm sorry to interject, but sometimes it's better because, like, even live, we'll have these moments where we look at each other. Oh, you're here.
I got a phone call. Something told me I should have just used my my computer, but I'm on my phone, man. Whatever.
It's all good. But sometimes even in the studio, it's like, man, I wish I would have approached it differently because we were just playing it cold. But in this kind of situation, I can really sit and be like, oh, I heard Marcus hit that. Let me go back and, make sure I hit a chord that complements that. Or, Julian's got a lick because I had Julian's parts too. So Julian got a lick. So let me not lick at the same time. So these are advantages of recording from home versus like, counting it off from the top.
Yeah, true. Yeah, I mean, that was something for me that was fun, was really just taking some time with the vocals, which I'll talk about in a minute. But I wanted to pull in a brief interview I did, or whatever, a chat with Chase, who played vibraphones on the track. We talked yesterday. He couldn't make it tonight, but he's featured like really beautifully in this song kind of throughout, and then has a really amazing solo towards the end. And vibraphones was something I really, really wanted on this track. I had kind of done it through MIDI, but I was like, I want the real thing. And I had seen Chase's videos on Facebook and stuff, and he's just like a tremendous talent. So I think we're going to pan to that, and then we'll come back in a second. And then I kind of wanted to talk to you, Nino, about the mix and what challenges you might have run into with how I might have recorded them at home. And I'm learning, and I'm just interested in having that conversation with you.
Absolutely.
Okay, cool. So we'll cut to that, and we'll be back in a second.
Great.
All right, we're on.
Cool. All right, here we are.
Chase Jackson. So nice to gonna cut that part out.
Yeah, whatever.
I'm always like, wait a minute.
I know, it's like, now that I'm on the spot, oh no.
I know. All right, let's try this again.
Yeah.
All right, so Chase Jackson, you are featured playing vibraphones on this song. I'm so happy that you agreed to do this and that you were down. And tell us about yourself a little bit, and who are you?
Of course. Yeah, thank you so much for having me. I mean, I love the song. I guess a little bit of background is like the vibes is my first instrument. Most people, if they play vibes, maybe started on piano or on drums and switch over. But this is what got me into playing music, was just like playing in jam sessions and in Oakland in the Bay Area, and just being a little kid, like messing around on the vibes. And I guess I got stuck with it. But now, now it's very much part of my musical identity, and glad to have then like studied jazz and played, through high school, and got into other kinds of music from that, from that experience, and getting into improvisation and stuff. So now I also play guitar and bass and keys, but vibes is always my first love. But I always love to be able to bring the vibes into other contexts besides like jazz or, more acoustic music. So, you sent the track over. I was like, oh, this reminds me of so much of my favorite music. Like you mentioned Roy Ayers, and you had like a vibes melody. So I was super happy to be a part of it.
Cool. Thank you. Yeah. And I just like, I love vibraphones, and I was supposed to do like a Roy show at SF Jazz like next weekend. And I wanted to kind of combine like Roy Hargrove and Roy Ayers and all this stuff.
Yeah.
I didn't get to do it. And I was like, I could totally put vibraphones on this song.
Yeah,
like I'm not
going
to try to even play the keyboard version. Like let me get the real deal.
For sure.
And also, like, I've seen on Facebook, you're constantly putting out videos, and like you play everything. You play
trying to.
Like, yeah, you're a vibes player, but you play everything. You just
don't ask me to sing, and don't ask me to play drums or horns, but I got those other things. So
okay, you got the other one. So I was just like so curious. This was my first time kind of like producing a track on my own. And doing it this way remotely. I've always been in the studio with people.
Sure.
And so, it was so cool to see what you sent me. Like you did, I think like 6 different takes, and then it also had like the overhead tracks to go with it.
Yeah.
I'm just kind of curious, like, how do you, like, what's your approach when do you have a certain approach when you're kind of, doing the chords versus the solos? Like, how do you kind of,
Sure, yeah. I think that, when you're, playing in the room with everybody, you feed off everyone's energy, and that's very much like a really fun thing to do. Since so much stuff is happening remotely now, whenever I'm doing those sort of tracking things for people remote, I just try to give them as many options as possible. And it's like, here, you take what you like and use whatever, or don't use whatever is fine too. So I think I was just trying to kind of steer clear of your vocal, but also give you lots of options. And and at the end of the song, you kind of featured the vibes, which was really fun. But for that, I was just sort of like thinking about the changes as if it was like a jazz tune and just trying to improvise, be melodic, but also, make sure I wasn't doing, too much and trying to make sure it stayed in the pocket. But yeah, I guess normally Vibe, you just record over the top, just like you might record a drum set or percussion. But I also have a setup where I can plug it in kind of like a Rhodes or keyboard, and sometimes put it through effects and stuff. So it's kind of nice to have the flexibility, when you're mixing or you're producing, because then you might like one sound or another. But I recorded it right here. I mean, just in my apartment, and which is kind of cool to be able to have that flexibility. But yeah, I would never know that it was all recorded remotely. Honestly, listen back to the track. It feels like there's an interaction with the rhythm section and everything. So.
Yeah, I'm like really happy with how it all came together, because I was like, I didn't really know what to expect, and like you said, it's like we're all recording remotely, trying to figure out this quarantine thing. And now,
Sure.
Now we're all probably doing more of this. I don't know, maybe you had already been doing remote recordings before this, but I definitely hadn't. So I'm
Sure.
excited to kind of be on that train now.
Totally, yeah.
Well, I just thank you for taking the time. I hope that we get to play music together in person one day soon.
Yeah, you got to do make up for the missed shows, and if you ever want me on the track, I'd love to perform it live with you or anything else. I feel like Vibes is sort of like people recognize it a lot and they know a lot of songs with Vibes, but they might not always think that it's in a song that they might love. I'm always down to play with you anytime it comes up, and hope to make it happen sooner rather than later.
Yeah, same here. Well, thank you so much again, and we'll talk soon.
Sounds good. Awesome.
Okay,
Congrats.
Thank you so much.
Great.
All right, see you later.
All right, cool. See ya.
All right, that was Chase Jackson. I'm so happy he could do this. He's so sweet and just super talented. So make sure you check out his music. And everybody on here has stuff going on. They've got projects too. So maybe I can put that in the video description afterwards with links to your guys' stuff. Okay, so I want to talk to Nino. Nino, you're so amazing. You mixed this for me, but we've also worked together for a long time, doing a lot of recordings. For this track in particular, I recorded all my vocals from home and actually did like all the editing and whatever I could before I sent it to you. And I think that, I don't know, like, I feel like with my vocals, like I'm learning still, and I kind of like had an issue with one of my preamp. There was like some fuzz, it was a little bit like not as clean as I wanted it to be, but I got all the takes I wanted and stuff. So I just I feel like you were able to like do the best you could with that and really get like a good sound out of it. So I don't know, you want to talk a little bit about?
For sure, yeah.
Like 14 different reference tracks too for like every part of the song.
I only listened, in all honesty, I only listened to 3 of the reference tracks. After that, it's like too much information. But yeah, I mean, as far as like the delivery of the files, it was pretty amazing. And this goes, for all the musicians that were involved, and especially Aaron on the drum side, because he has to work with, the most like channels of audio, and to get that sounding like a drum set in a room, in your house, can be like really challenging,
Was it a challenge for you, Nino? Was it a challenge? That's what I want to know. Was it a challenge?
Yeah, man, exactly. And so it sounded like when it came to me, I was like, man, the fact that Aaron's working in his house with the drums, and like from that point on, because that is the foundation, then we go to the bass, and the bass is, one channel basically, so you can kind of dial that in and your sound and whatnot. And not that's not like, there's just a lot more to do with the drums, getting a good drum sound. And the fact that Aaron got it in his room that looks like he's sitting in. Is that the room that you recorded it in?
Yes, sir. I just finished teaching, man. So that's why I was just like, whatever.
Yeah, that's so hats off to Aaron to like get the drum sound together, for record quality.
Yeah, Green Acre Music. I'm just playing.
From that point,
shameless plug.
Making sure all the tracks are together, and like the organization of the tracks is always a thing, because when people are doing things remotely, like sometimes the tracks don't sync up because they're in different programs, and if they're in Logic, that kind of thing. And Lilan, in your case, like making sure all the vocals were comped before they actually were like planned to be mixed. It's all just big stuff that, like, I mean, we've been doing this for like 10 years in terms of like remote recording, but I think COVID in general has like all the musicians that I'm in contact with, like all y'all, like, it's just a different thing. It's put us into a different thing in terms of like actually delivering something that's usable for a record,
Yeah.
So all in all, it's amazing that, like, what we're up against, then we actually deliver something that's dope, and then finding new ways to put that together without even playing with each other, and by all means, like, I love having all the musicians in the room playing together, but that's a privilege. Like, we can't always do that, and technology has proven that we can do it separate. And the fact that all y'all just sent in really dope tracks, we're able to do it, and Aaron specifically, because I know how hard that shit is, like putting the drums together and having it
means a lot coming from you, buddy. Means a lot coming from you, man. We got history, Nino. We done a lot of work.
Exactly. I mean, you've been in the studio from day one,
Man, I appreciate it, bro.
Coming in, so and I miss that, like just being in the studio with folks, it's like, but all in all, like being able to do something like this, and get all the tracks to Lilan, and then Lilan, you organizing it all and producing it and making sure it comes in clean so that I can actually, mix it. It was easy, it was a pleasure. And knowing all the musicians, that's where it really does start. Song, you got a good song, amazing musicians. Life is good after that. So I just appreciate y'all.
Oh, back at you. Thank you. And
likewise, bro. Likewise.
Yeah. And like when Aaron, when you sent me your stems, I was like, oh my God, there's so many tracks here. And I just thought, that takes so much work to mic everything and get the sounds you want. And like, it was so clean and well recorded. Like, it was really fun for me to learn this process and like learn all the stuff that goes into it. And appreciate even more like the role of the mixing engineer too, because I'm now seeing how much you're actually looking at, and then what you're able to do with that. So, yeah, I appreciate not only you guys, but this whole experience, honestly. I feel like I grew a lot from it. So I think we should play the song. And then I see some people here on the chat, and it's so fun to have you all tuning in. So if anybody has any questions or anything, maybe you can drop them in the comments, and then after the song plays, we can get to it. And yeah, thank you guys for being on here. And thanks, Brian, for helping with everything behind the scenes. And so this is my song, TKMO, which stands for Time Keeps Moving On.
Searching for something to fix my frustration. Sitting here seeing the lessons I'm facing, losing my mind in this situation.
your guys' snack choices were really interesting.
Mm.
Oh, that was my song TKMO. I forget because we're on Zoom here, but I'm more interested in the snacks that you guys chose. So for tonight, I first of all, I tried to I was going to mail you each. I asked you, what do you like to drink and what kind of snack do you want? So I went and got everything, and then I went to go mail it at the post office, and I spent like 15 minutes getting the boxes together and the like bubble whatever. And I go to mail it, and they're like, "Do you have any liquids in here?" I'm like, "Yes." They're like, "Well, what is it?" And I'm like, "Alcohol." She's like, "You can't mail alcohol." And I'm like, "Why not?" And she was like, "Because you can't mail alcohol." And I was like, "But I'm having a party, and I got to send these drinks to my band." And I'm like telling her everything. Anyway, then I go to FedEx. They won't send it either. So this morning, I just drove them all to you guys' houses. And I was so like laughing at the snack choices because we had like hot Cheetos and Hennessy. That was cool. And I was like, how do those two
Hot
like?
Cheetos and Hennessy.
But I tell
And then there
you,
was like pistachios and bourbon
Wow.
and chips and vodka. That's fine.
Wow.
And whiskey and whatever for Aaron. He didn't care about the snack so much. And then Marcus
Yeah.
wine and popcorn. And so
I think wine and
look
popcorn.
at the hot Cheetos and Hennessy. That's
Yeah,
disgusting.
that's classic, dog. That's
I like
classic.
had a night.
That's good.
That's like so Bay Area.
It's very Bay Area.
Yeah.
Right.
Bay Area.
Right.
Cheetos.
See if anybody has any questions. I keep forgetting we're live because I just feel like we're just like hanging on Zoom. But I'm just okay. I see some people on here. Okay, Tracy, Marina, Viv, Jimmy. There's some other people on here. Can't see everybody, but anyways, yeah. Thanks everybody for joining us. Thank you guys for taking the time and for helping me kind of just create this. I couldn't have done it without you, and I look forward to when we all can gather and make some music in real life together.
Most definitely.
And
Appreciate you, Lilan.
rest of your thank you. I appreciate you guys. I'm cheersing you one more time, and yeah, have a great weekend and have a nice life. And
We'll hook up in person soon.
we will soon. Yeah, soon and very soon. Yes.
Yeah.
I will see you guys later. Have a good one, and yeah.
Karen keeps moving.